Talked to the chairman of the Maricopa County Board of Supervisors. His name is Steve Chukri, and he confirmed with me that he and the board are reviewing a contract with the recorder's office. This is a decades-old contract between the board and the recorder's office that gives the recorder's office oversight of elections of the nation's fourth largest county. Now, Chukri, who is a Republican, raised concerns over Fontez's management of this last midterm election. He cited the use of emergency voting centers, long lines at Arizona State University, and the slow pace of the ballot count. Now, I want to be clear here. Long lines, slow counts, nothing new in Maricopa County. What the difference here is that a Democrat is now running the recorder's office. Fontez says he is more concerned right now with wrapping up his election duties than responding to the board. And I also want to point out that state law gives the board power over election day activities. Those same laws give the board authority over voter registration and early voting. The chairman of the board, Steve Chukri, says he wants to figure out what the board can do, what changes the board can make on its own, and what changes they would need new legislation from the state legislature.
So Steve Chukri, longtime president of the Arizona Restaurant Association, he knows everybody pretty much across the state. Where does the board go from here? Because the timing is really suspect.
You get
here.
the feeling that they want to move pretty quickly on this. The Steve Chukri is the outgoing chairman. His term as chairman expires at the end of the year. Now, the board has already hired an attorney, Joe Canfield. Political observers will know the name because it used to be the general counsel for Republican Governor Jan Brewer. Now, he has been reviewing this contract that was signed back in 1955, been updated a few times since then. Now, he's reviewing that contract, and he will be meeting in executive session behind closed doors with the board on Monday.
All right, so what specific changes would the board be looking at?
That's a completely legitimate question and one that I asked myself, and I did not get a specific answer from Mr. Chukri. He knows he wants some changes. He knows that maybe the board needs to take more authority, or he thinks the board should take more authority, more oversight of these elections, but he doesn't know exactly what changes he wants to make right now. I think the quote he gave me was, quote, "We know we're baking a cake, but we just don't know what flavor that cake is just yet."
All right, political editor Dennis
Big
Welch.
Changes to come,
Huge
what they
changes,
are.
maybe.
Wow.
We'll be watching. Thank you, Dennis.